This morning, we are still following major developments involving Tiger Woods. Right now, he is facing 2 misdemeanor charges, and he was released late last night from Martin County Sheriff's Office custody after an 8-hour mandatory hold. This is the mugshot that was released, and deputies say he was arrested on Friday on DUI charges following a crash on Jupiter Island. And here's a look at him near the scene of that crash moments after it happened and before his arrest. You can actually see him there standing on the grass near his overturned SUV. And another look at the crime scene. Here's another perspective where the Martin County Sheriff says Tiger Woods' Range Rover clipped a pressure washing truck while he tried to pass it at a high speed on this 2-lane road. The sheriff says Woods had to crawl out of that car and he was taken into custody around 3 p.m. on misdemeanor charges. Deputies say that Tiger Woods climbed out through the passenger side and thankfully nobody was hurt. But they say that he showed signs of possible impairment. And while his breathalyzer for alcohol came back negative, that's when the case took a more complicated turn. Here's Ari Height.
This is Bridge Road on Jupiter Island around 2 o'clock Friday afternoon. And according to the Martin County Sheriff's Office, the SUV on its side belongs to golf legend Tiger Woods. Tiger lives around here, and the sheriff says Tiger caused a crash when he tried to pass a pickup truck in front of him.
The truck pulling a trailer was trying to slow down and pull over, and Mr. Woods was overtaking him at a high rate of speed before he clipped it back in and rolled his vehicle over on the driver's door.
The sheriff says Tiger was able to climb out of the passenger door. Nobody was injured. But the sheriff says deputies immediately believed Tiger was impaired, not drunk, but on some kind of drug.
Mr. Woods did a breathalyzer test, blew triple zeros, but when it came time for us to ask for a urinalysis test, he refused.
Tiger was charged with DUI and refusal to submit to a lawful test. He was booked into the Martin County Jail, where the sheriff says he's been treated like any other inmate, up to a point.
We're going to make sure he's safe. We're not going to put him in general population. He's not going to be with other inmates that could hurt him or try to capitalize on what he did. He'll pay the price, but he's not going to pay the price by getting punished in jail.
And Tiger Woods has had a history of crashes and serious injuries, including a DUI arrest back in May 2017 in Jupiter. Police say that they found him asleep in his car right in the middle of Military Trail. That car was heavily damaged with flat tires, and tests show that he didn't have any alcohol in his system, but did have 5 prescription drugs on board. And that included strong painkillers that he said were for back surgery. Woods pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of reckless driving. He agreed to a diversion program, paid a fine, and spent a year on probation. The judge terminated his probation in September 2018, and that was just 11 months later. Now, this latest crash yesterday marks at least the 3rd time that Woods has been involved in a serious crash. This was back in 2021 when he suffered major injuries in a full rollover near Los Angeles, California. His SUV went off of the road, it slammed into a sign and then a tree. Investigators say that he was speeding more than 80 miles an hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. He needed surgery with screws and pins into his foot and his ankle, and he said that he nearly lost his leg in this crash. He also had a follow-up surgery in 2023. There was another crash back in 2009 in Windermere, Florida, where police say that Tiger Woods ran into a fire hydrant and then crashed into a tree just outside of his home. A golf club was found smashed through one of the car's windows. And while he wasn't seriously hurt here, the crash did mark the beginning of the end of his marriage. Now, in terms of competitive golf, he did make his return this past week, playing in the TGL Finals in Palm Beach Gardens with his Jupiter Links Golf Club. Reporters asked the question on every golfer's mind: if he can play at the SoFi Center, could he really compete in the Masters PGA Tournament just 2 weeks from now? Well, he hasn't played a PGA Tour event since the 2024 British Open, and after surgeries on his back and Achilles over the past year, his rehab has been intense. This week, the 15-time major champion and owner of the 5 Green Jackets was asked what he thinks about his chances at Augusta.
Well, as I said, I've been trying. It's just this body doesn't recover like it was when I was 24, 25. But I keep trying. I want to play. I've loved the tournament. I love being there since when I was 19 years old. So it's meant a lot to me and my family and over the years, and I'm going to be there either way.
We also know President Trump was asked about Tiger Woods and his crash, his arrest, just before heading to South Florida for the weekend. And the two have played golf together many times over the years.
I feel so badly. He's got some difficulty. There was an accident, and that's all I know. Very close friend of mine. He's an amazing person, amazing man, but some difficulty.